everybody, and welcome back to the Tiffmarie Podcast. I am your host, Tiffmarie, and I'm here for my first Zoom podcast with, I'm not going to call her what I call her. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hey guys, it's your girl Timy Love, and we are here. This is going to be a fun podcast. And she's not going to call me what she calls me because I am Court and she's Chloe.
Yeah, we are Clote and Core. Court, Jesus. You know what? Whatever. I'm so excited today because we're just gonna this is the first visual podcast, and everyone's been asking me like for so long to do a visual podcast, and I've been telling them, no, I don't want to do visual. I think because I just didn't want to just with the hassle of having to get ready with the hair
Like this.
and trying to smile, and it's so easy with audio. You just get on here and I just talk, but versus with Zoom and all that, you have to like put on like a face. It's like, Well, anyway,
But
so
you did though.
I have my Starbucks cup because you cannot start a podcast without Starbucks.
Oh my God, I have the same one. I love that one.
Do you remember that
I
we
love
got
that one.
together?
Yes. Oh my God, I need to go back because they got some new colors.
They have new colors, new colors.
Yeah.
So they had new colors, new cups. They have like this. They have a deal right now too because it's we're in fall, so they have like all their summer cups on sale. Which to me, I don't really think the cups should be $25 to $30 for a cup.
That's a lot.
Before we went into this crazy economy where everything is really crazy with prices, I
Yeah.
really think it's necessary.
Yeah. $25. Come on, Starbucks.
Too much
Too much money.
It should always be just $14. Like, why should it be $36 for a cup that I'm just going to put some water in?
And it's crazy because we still spent it. Like, it's something about like having that Starbucks cup.
Yes, I'm still going to have it, and I'm still going to spend.
Me too.
I'm still going to spend, and I recruited others into my behavior as well. And so it's
know that part.
I'm a recruiter. Starbucks should start paying me. Okay, so let's get into what we're going to talk about today. Well, there's just so much going on in your life. So, first of all, I'm proud of you for starting nursing school. And tell me a little bit about that. Like, how's it been? Just going through the whole process.
So stressful for real because you already know any type of schooling is going to drag you through the mud. Especially, I feel like when you're trying to do something that requires so much schooling, like as far as the time frame, it just take you just to another level. This term I was like, okay, I'm not gonna let it stress me out because last term, girl, they told me I was looking like Harriet Tubman. Somebody told me, I promise you, somebody told me that I looked tired, like I was carrying people on my back. I was like, why would you say that? And that it's not funny, but she was like trying to say, like, you look like you just carrying so much weight. Like you look like you're on a mission and you tired. I'm like, girl, tired. But it's like, it's going good. I'm just not letting this term stress me out because I'm like, I'm not gonna be sitting up here, stressed about it. That's not gonna help me. So I just been focused trying to just do the work and like retain the information.
Right. I'm so proud because I believe you are going to be an excellent nurse. You have that. It's in our family though. We have that compassion that so we're family. So you have compassion and spirit where you really would care. And in that field, when you're dealing with sick people, you need people that care. Working in the hospital, being a nurse can be stressful, but I think the reward of seeing people, that came in one way, leave out the other, feeling better. Well,
Yeah, they do say that. Like a lot of nurses at my clinical site, they always say like, this the one career where you're gonna be stressed, but it's gonna be worth it. So, I mean, I think it will be because I do love my patients. Like sometimes, they be taking you there, but once you kind of just talk to them, and you gotta think about it, imagine how, like, we go to the hospital when we sick. We do not want you coming in smiling and bubbly, like, because I'm the one on the end that's like dealing with something. But by the end of that conversation or the end of that interaction, it's like, oh, you know what? I like my nurse. She was cool. Or I like my doctor. My doctor was cool. So I think it's just one of them things where you just have to be like very personable, and like you said, you have to have compassion. That nurturing spirit anyway, you gotta have with it.
Absolutely. Because I think some nurses need to retire because they've been doing it so long that their sense of
The
compassion.
O, the OG nurses, the ones like the OGs, the ones who they know they skill, but they be tired, like they just cannot get it when it comes to like communication.
They're done. So
Yeah.
alongside with nursing, you're creative as well, like me. And it's funny because we both have been talking about our creative journeys for years and how I'm into, well, I started with fashion, podcasting now, film, documentaries, and then you have your YouTube, you do hair. She does hair. She's my stylist. She does hair. You can do nails too, right? Nails, you can do anything. You film content, you write books, you written a book. It's on Amazon, right?
Now she got me blushing.
You
Because
got to do so much. Like you ever sit back and look at your resume, like I'm doing so much. Like I got so
I don't
much
think
under my belt.
so. I think sometimes like we don't sit in that moment and look at it until
Right.
somebody else say it, and you like, oh, okay, wait.
Right.
Oh, like it's
So much
always a
to
oh
me.
moment. Yeah.
Like so much to you. And sometimes like when you have those moments where you feel like I was on the phone with
Okay.
and
You said so much without saying
you have
anything.
those moments where you feel like shh. And he was like,
Yeah.
who had moments like that? Not me. I was like, oh, excuse me, sir. But I was saying basically like you have those moments where you feel like I meant to say like have those moments where you feel like you haven't really done what you wanted
Yeah.
to do or feel like you
Yeah.
haven't done anything. And sometimes you need somebody to run down who you are. Like you were there,
Do.
you were that, you've done that. And being a creative is not easy. And
It's not.
at the market, like you feel like it's so saturated with so many people doing the exact same thing. But like one thing you and I both have said, no matter how many people can do hair, nails, fashion, styling, podcasting, no one can do what we do because we're unique.
Yeah.
Unique. And talk about that, like how you found the because at one point you went from just like making some content and then you went to fully YouTube page blast off. Like I looked on there and you was doing how to wear videos. You were showing, we talked about that, like being a thin
Yeah.
girl. You don't always
Okay.
fit and showing your body because you're like, or you're bloated or whatever. But
That part.
you went past all that and started doing full length videos and everything. Like what was the turning point for you where you were like, I'm going to start going full force with my channel?
I think like, okay, you know how you see something, you're like, oh, I want to try this out because you might see other people doing it. I always like watch YouTube.
Right.
And then when I started seeing people make videos talking about how to create a YouTube, I was like, oh, well, let me try it. But we always had conversations about creating content, but it was never in the sense of like a visual form, like a video form. We was taking pictures, because
Yeah.
you my photographer, you get all my good angles.
Right.
So it's like once you take and decide, like, all right, I'm gonna turn it up a notch. Like the pictures always used to be fire, but it's like, well, people might want to see how we got to this point. So
Right.
after like those conversations we had, and then you just telling me too, like, you need to do this, you need to do that. It is a market for you. Of course, being plus size, we know we don't always see ourselves or our body type out here. So I
Very
think once
true.
I realized, like, okay, people might want to see this, and then there is a need for you to see this because sometimes it's somebody that's shaped like you, they might have your same measurements, or sometimes, a
Mhm.
person might be on the fence about buying something, and you could be the person to say, hey, get this or don't get it. So once
Yeah.
I kind of got that train of thought, like, okay, there is like a need for it, I was like, let me just record a video. So I recorded like I think my first video was me doing like skincare on my hair or something because I was changing my hair so much, so I might as well have recorded it.
You can wear any hairstyle into
Girl, thank you. And I think once I did that and I recognized like people were actually like viewing it and I started to recognize companies, I was like, oh, I need to kick it up another notch. So it's just like over time, I think just knowing, okay, getting that reassurance that what you're doing is right, that makes you like go even harder because it'd be scary at first. But then like
Absolutely.
Yes, because it's like you don't know if you won't like it or not. But when that reassurance come from the subscribers and companies, you like, okay, so I am doing my thing. Let me just turn it up a little bit more because you can always go higher and higher and higher. So I think that's what it was. Just kind of realizing like, okay, I'm in the right space at the right time. I really didn't know. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna record a video. But I think like the subscribers, the companies, the views, the good, like the positive comments, they kind of just was like, they were just amping me up. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I need to do.
Right. Isn't it funny? Like support comes from strangers
all the time. And I think
all the time.
I don't know why though. I feel like it comes from your inner circle, but it's not as loud. And it's like, I want my inner circle to be loud about me.
I want y'all to pom-pom in me, but like you said, it's not loud as you think.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. And it's crazy because if you somebody that gives people like that push and you loud about them, I think it's fair to, want them to be loud about you too.
I think so.
I mean, because you never know, like, for instance, we do content creative. Let's say neither one of us ever told each other, like, girl, I love that video. I love that episode. If we never said it to each other, of course the question comes like, what does she think about my content? Like she ain't saying nothing. But I got strangers over here telling me, girl, I can relate. And I just love the video. Well, I want to hear that from my girl too, because it's the same one I'm talking on the phone with about the situation, but she ain't saying nothing about it. So it's like, I need my girl to be loud about me.
You can't be that absent-minded. I tell people all the time, like, you can't be that absent-minded. If your friend has a clothing line, a podcast, your friend got married, whatever, you should support. You should show some type of, like, I see you, friend, because it makes you feel like you don't see
it. You feel good, like because I don't know, I guess it's just the people around you, especially if you're an introvert. If you're an introvert,
is that what that is?
You got somebody
to be around a lot of people. Am I an introvert?
Yeah. So imagine an introvert, and then if people in your circle never was loud about you, you like the anxiety of people on the outside being loud about you is really like, oh, it's a lot. Yeah. But your inner circle, that's where you need it because that's who you need to pour into you. So
exactly.
I just think it should be a little bit louder when it comes to your circle. That's fair.
And it's so funny because bear with me. This is my first Zoom cast. And so I'm trying, is it Zoom podcast? Yeah. Trying to get my angles correct in Zoom right to you. It's so hard because my mind is like, look this.
I'm looking over here and over there. So I'm like, bear with me too.
Those of you watching, we trying to get it together. But I agree. Like, I try to have grace for my circle, but I also at some point, I'm going to need you to be loud about me, to show me that you support in some type of way. Whether you tell me over the phone, whether you repost a podcast, whatever that your form of support is. Because sometimes people won't like repost your stuff, but they'll call you and tell you like, I love the episode. I shared it with somebody. Because I remember watching a couple of your try on videos and I was like, I'm going to get those tank tops because
like,
and I went and got a white one, a black one, a tan one. Okay, this is cute. Because you know how like when you have, these and sometimes, as a stylist, I know sometimes you need to level off your outfit. You don't need to have like sometimes something snuggy. You need to have like a jacket, a cute little crop. So isn't it crazy that everything they make now for plus size girls is cropped? I got so many crop sweaters. I'm like, my stomach is not flat, but y'all gonna make.
I want the full length back. Like, can we just get the full length shirts? Yeah. And even the ones that are full length, they still hit like for me, I could say they hit me right at my love handle. No, I need to come down a little bit lower because I have a long torso. It might not look like it because I do have a bigger bust, but my torso is actually really long. And you can see my torso, the length of my torso when my chest were smaller.
Yeah.
But now that they bigger, my torso looks so short. So it's like, man, it's crazy. The human body is funny, especially when it comes to women, especially when it comes to the anatomy and what we got. It's crazy.
I went on a date and I have this sweater, cut off sweater, and it hits me right by my stomach. And I got out the car to hug him, and he was like, okay. And I'm like, I'm like, but I don't know, about it, because I'm not used to wearing something that, cuts me off right here, but it was so cute. And so I've always been busty. And so I was like, this is not it. But now I didn't got so used to wearing these, but I won't show my stomach though. I won't show my skin, my flesh, because for me, I would like to be a little more smaller before I start showing the stomach. But I feel like I'm like, okay, merging into trying to come into this fashion and they're doing, because it's so funny that we are just left with what they put out. Like we don't have a choice of like that. And I don't go to every plus size store because every plus size store isn't plus size friendly. It's because they have your size. You put the clothes on, you like.
And they don't even, not to be funny, they don't have items that are always the cutest. Sometimes you like, what made you think I wanted to put this on? Like, even though
when I was younger, I used to shop at Lane Bryant. What the hell was I doing up in that corporate American store?
American Tiffany.
They had like
listen,
I can't even describe down shirts, blazers.
Can you imagine being 16 or 17 in there with some pleated trousers? This is not what I want. I was
pleated trousers on. And going to school looking like you was secretary.
They don't know if you're the student or the assistant principal.
And it was just like, why?
Yeah.
That's what inspired me years ago to want to start a clothing line, because I got so sick of seeing that, but that's not for the weak at all. But I remember just having that ambition.
When it comes to that though.
Thank you.
You got to style. Like you can actually style somebody and make them realize like what they were wearing before, where they was making a mistake. It's like sometimes you need a person who just has an eye for every body type. And I think you have an eye for every body type because you can dress any body type. You can dress men, you can dress women, you can dress kids if you probably wanted to. Yes. But everybody doesn't have like that eye. They think like, oh, well, I'm just going to wear what's on trend. But like your body, you can wear what's on trend, but let's get it to where if it's flattering for your body type. Exactly. And I think you got that though. Like a lot of people don't, which is okay because that's not their gift, but it's yours. I always tell you that, like you hands down, you give me like styling people in Hollywood. Like you are supposed to be styling the biggest of the biggest of the biggest. Okay.
Really?
What is that show? The Devil Wears Prada, the movie, The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah. I love that show. Listen, one of my favorite movies.
What was the so I know Anne Hathaway was in there, right?
Yeah.
But who was her boss?
Meryl Streep.
So her
name was Miranda Priestley in the movie.
Listen. If you needed a character, that's you.
Miranda Priestley.
She was bad.
Somebody else tell me that I'm Miranda Priestley. Like people that know me would say that. And it's so funny because I can style you, but trying to style myself.
But have you ever looked at those stylists sometimes? Look at Vera Wang. Come on now.
She wears black. And I'm like, more power to you, sister, because that's me. I'm a black.
That's her thing.
Less than me having on white today, because I wear black every day.
I like the white.
I wear black in the summer. I wear black in the fall, winter. I wear black in the spring.
I like the white. It just looks really good. I like white. I like the white.
Thank you. I love that color on you too, but black has my heart.
I like black, and I think I buy, and like every time I buy something, I'm always looking for it in black. I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone with the black, but it's just like you can't go wrong. And at this point, it's a uniform for me. Black tops, black bottoms. It's where I feel comfortable. I don't know.
Ooh, I feel myself all the time in black. I'm surprised I haven't yawned yet because let me tell you something. Have you seen that meme with Kim Kardashian where she's like,
Oh my God.
and it says, I'm sleepy from 7 a.m. all the way to the next day. Like I wake up sleepy.
You know what? I had a day
I'm
too.
always tired. I'm like, this arm, that love. I'm always yawning, always doing that. So I used to remember styling people and be like,
just yawning, like,
they're like, oh my God, this is a real yawn. They're like,
you have to make me up. Why are yawns so contagious?
You know what? It's like, let me get a nap in.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I was just talking to him and I said that I always end up mentioning him on the podcast. Get on my podcast, sir.
It's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with being in love. Okay. You
know how I told him, like, when you get in your 30s, how sleepy and tired you are versus in your 20s. I used to laugh and say, you ain't gonna never catch me taking a nap. You ain't gonna never catch me talking about I'm tired. I'm staying in the house. Oh no, I'm on the go. I'm moving and flourishing. I'm live. I'm here. Girl, when I hit 30, I was like,
I think the 20s drug. I think they drug us through the mud so much with like just moving around that when the 30s came, it was like, no, I'm catching up on sleep that I missed out for the last decade.
I agree. Because I tell you, the tiredness that hits. Okay, so we're actually like we're just having a girls talk. This is the first podcast. So we're just having girls talk. We're just vibing. What do you think about it's beautiful, so natural. I got my natural curves. Natural. What do you think about the state of relationship podcasting, and what's your view on it's so funny because you know how like we look at a piece of paper, what was that? You look at a piece of paper and they have single, married, divorced, widow. I never click divorce. First of all, I'm not clicking it. I'm putting, I'm saying single because I'm not married, but I'm in a relationship, but you put single because you can't put in a relationship on stuff,
Right.
But it's like, why are you forcing to get into my business? I would say, like, someone just recently asked me, like, how do I feel about being divorced and getting back out here into the dating world? And I told them that honestly, I didn't know it was this hard out here with just trying to find a rhythm. And you're married, so you, well, hello.
You spoke him up?
Funny because, it's so funny because, no, that's not him. I say you spoke.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that is so crazy.
So cute though, but no. No, that's it happened to me one time too, and I was podcasting and my phone rang and my mother said, oh my God, it was in your podcast. I said, oh, I don't care.
Oh yeah.
It's a phone. I'm like, we're live.
I think I think it's just authentic and organic.
I look at it like organic, authentic, like it happens. I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb and I don't. So my bad.
Yeah. Mine's right here, girl. We were talking about how like when they ask you married, single, divorced on the paper.
Yeah, so a lot of people were asking me, how do I feel about being divorced and getting out here and dating? And to be honest, I was pissed off at first because I was like, how dare he send me back out here unprepared? Because I had been with him so long. I said, I didn't know it was like this. Wasn't with him that long, but with them, majority of my 20s, so that's a long time.
Long enough, you know what I mean?
Child. So I'm like, how do you feel about, you're married, so speak upon just, do you feel the ease of not dealing with the fact that how the dating world is, or just in general having to deal with that?
I feel, I feel, I feel like the dating pool now is, it's not the best,
Mm-hmm.
but I can say like the only thing, my feelings about being married, and you said the ease of not having to worry about dating,
Yeah.
it's
Do
it's
you?
hard because,
Mhm.
huh?
Go ahead. No, I was going to ask something, but go ahead. I'll add it later.
It's hard though because you still have to date.
I was just about to say, you're still dating when
It's
you're
like,
married. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it's so weird because you think like, oh, I'm good. Yes, I'm my person. We
Right.
good. We rocking the field. Definitely was part. But then it's like, what happens when it comes to a point where I'm gonna say it gets boring. It's like we're not doing anything. We're like in this same routine: work, home,
Mm-hmm.
eat. Date nights every blue moon. And those are like what, going out to eat, going to the movies, or going out of town, like traveling and stuff like that.
My favorite
So
thing is travel. Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like you still have to date, but then that might come to a halt at some point. So it does get, and I hate to use the word boring, but I can't think of any other.
Predictable.
And I,
Predictable.
predictable, yeah. But I think the reason I want to use boring is because I'm like really a spontaneous
Yes, you are.
person. I like to fly by the seat of my pants. I'm just like, let's do it. What we
Let's
doing? Where we
go.
going? So for me, I get bored easily
Did
with
you
just
marry your opposite? He's spontaneous or no?
no. He could really just be good with going to work, coming home, eating, watching a good movie, and then like, date night once a month,
Mm-hmm.
take care of the dog. And if we had kids, I would probably be non-existent. So like he likes routine, and me, I'm kind of tearing. Like as I get older, I do value a routine, but it's not always good for me. Like, and I just have to accept, like, I'm just not the type of person that does good with a routine for a long period of time. I can have a routine, but we gotta have some spice up in there every now and then. I
Like, I
just,
can do routine, but I need spice because I'm an
yeah.
Aries and I'm Tiffany, and I need that extra zoom, 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 zoom. Like,
And listen, we're on the same spectrum because you're a fire sign, I'm a fire sign. So we just be like, wow, like, we want to just, we have the moments. We had the moments. And if you have somebody that's super calm, and I understand calm, and I understand routine, I understand like somebody just being with content with what's going on. But honey, if I said we need to catch a flight and go bungee jump, you should be like, let's go.
it's a
Not, don't ask me.
it's a part of me that
I,
is calm though,
yeah, it is.
along with being spicy.
Yeah.
My
It's
bad.
like my spiciness comes out like every once in a while.
Yeah.
So for me, I have to have it like when it comes out, you gotta be right there with me, like, all right, let's go. You cannot like take when I come with my crazy grand spontaneous ideas. If you try to do this to them, then we got a problem. So I think that's why I say boring, because for me, if I have like this exciting idea and you try to minimize it, to me, that's like you're just creating a space of us just being bored. I don't
Mm.
like that. I don't like boring. I like to have fun, but I also do, like I said, as I'm getting older, I do value routine. I still want the same dynamic as far as the house and keeping that together, and just like, having your finances in order. That's all well and good,
Right.
but we need to have some fun.
We need to do something. We need to have fun.
We need to.
We need to do something.
We gotta have some
I'm
fun.
tired too. It's so funny because fall is our favorite season. So I have this
Yes, I'm sorry.
coffee, pastry, rain, feet in the bed, lounging away for a little getaway side. And I have the one side that's like, let's take a flight to Cali. Let's go to one of my favorite restaurants out.
Thank you.
Let's go see some friends and go hang out at the studio. Let's go to Portland.
That part.
Or
that part.
let's go.
It's like if I decided on a Monday, we should be on that flight by Monday night. Like, let's go.
Give me the money, Lord, to do all that I desire. I mean, everybody heard that.
Absolutely.
Need the money to do all that I.
Yeah. And that could play a big part too. I think sometimes with me being as spontaneous as I am, I do sometimes I don't make the best financial decisions. So when he does kind of like minimize my craziness when it comes to like just trying to do wild things, I think sometimes it does work out better because it's like
you need that calmness in your life.
Yeah, definitely.
Spontaneous, so y'all kind of just gel together.
Yeah, because if it was up to me, I'd just be like, okay, let's do it. And I used to hate that I was like that, but after, all these years, honey, that's just what it is. But it's kind of good though, like you said.
So,
yeah.
The way that God made you to be. I tell people all the time, like, there are certain things about your personality that will never change.
Yeah.
And I was telling somebody, like, if you get into a relationship and you're looking at the other person, like, yeah, now you change. 9 times out of 10, and at this age, in the 30s, you are set in how you think and what you're doing. And you're not coming off that mountain. And it could be other little things and make adjustments and compromise, but there are certain things that just are going to be a part of you that God put in you to be a person that loves spontaneousness and loves adventure. Like, and I feel like at this point in my life, I don't want to change my uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
You have to find someone, in case people that are single that may be watching, that just loves you for you.
That part. Yeah.
Because like the some of the stuff that come out my mouth, he'd be like,
Tiffany, let me tell you something.
You gotta love that about Tiffany. Like I feel like with social media, because I've had for years guys inbox me, hey,
yeah,
and want to be a part of your world, but they're going off a photograph, not and that type of stuff never impressed me because I'm like, yeah, I see you looking at the picture. I'm all dialed up or got my favorite outfit or I'm smaller because I was smaller 2 years ago. And so it's like, can you really stand the rain?
And you know what? A lot of people I think have that's their biggest question. Like, oh, well, they always want to know why is this person over that person or what was like the deciding factor.
That was the question when it came to you're in a relationship. What's so special about him?
Listen, because when my mental illness start acting up, he's still there. Like he's not judging me. So and it's not even like I'm laughing, but I'm so serious. Because think about it.
You thinking and he looking at me like,
Marie, run. Like they won't run.